Arkansas State goes back to its bullpen. This time they called upon Peyton Culbertson. You see, he is a freshman out of Collierville, Tennessee, making his 8th appearance for the Red Wolves. He struck out 8, he's walked 12. You see, he's picked up 1 win in relief this year. The ERA at 6.75 for Culbertson, and he'll deal with the Trojans here in the top of the 8th. Todd, that 7-run 6th inning for the Trojans. First time in over 2 years, March 23rd, 2014 to be exact, that the Trojans had a 7-run inning, and it certainly has been the difference in this ball game.
Yeah, it was kind of a deal where momentum was really created from the Trojan hitters, and they saw a lot of pitches and forced a lot of walks, and then you mixed in quite a few hits within that particular inning, and man, it seemed like every time they got runners in scoring position, they executed very well to get them home.
Troy, in fact, 6 for 13 tonight with runners in scoring position, so just a shade under 500 in that situation tonight. Trojans are also 5 for 11 in the ball game with 2 outs, so they've not given away innings in this one. As at the plate for the Trojans, here's Matt Sanders, the shortstop. He's doubled and singled his last 2 times up. 2-run single in that 7-run 6th. He scored a run also in the 6th inning. And he flies this one out toward the gap in right center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. He's around first, and he will get into second easily. And hit number 14 on the night is the 2nd double and the 3rd consecutive hit for Matt Sanders.
Man, they've done such a good job of hitting the ball into all fields. They've got this great approach to the plate, gap-to-gap approach. We've seen that right center gap from the right-handers just peppered all night, and really we've seen the ball sprayed around quite a bit, and a lot of up the middle base hits, and their approach to the plate has been pretty much flawless all night.
Yeah, I mean, to sort of use poor grammar and baseball terms and oversimplify it, a lot of times they've just hit it where they ain't. They've known where to put the baseball tonight against the Red Wolves.
Sure. Well, and really the key is at the end of the night, and we used to do this quite a bit, is, you know, if you take your bat and you split it up into what the sweet spot of the bat is, and you look back on your at bats that night, if a majority of the balls caught the sweet part of the bat, man, it's a good night, regardless of if the ball fell, if they were outs, if they were foul balls, whatever the case may be. As long as you're catching the sweet part of that bat, which the Trojans have done all night, as you see there, just putting the ball in play. Neil Lambert doing a good job of keeping the runner from scoring with his diving play behind second base, but that is case in point of just putting the good part of the bat on the baseball. And when that happens, Brad, more than not, you're going to be able to find those holes that you spoke of just a minute ago.
Here's Chase Smart now, the first 2 aboard on now what are the 14th and 15th hits of the night for the Troy offense. And Smart, a chance to add to his night. Here's a chopper off the glove of the charging shortstop, Tanner Ring, and it's going to bring in a run to make it 11-0.
Yeah, they'll probably count that as an error as he was coming in hard. Obviously wanted to get the short hop and try to keep the double play in depth, because it's one of those, as you see the replay, if he holds back a little bit, more than likely he gets ate up and you take away the double play. So he tries his best to get that short hop, ends up couldn't get there in time and lets it eat him up a little bit. But that's one of those that's tough, because you got a runner in scoring position, you want to get the double play, but more than likely an experienced shortstop just get the out.
Yeah, because of the hop it took was him charging in. It is scored a hit. 3rd of the inning, 16th now of the night for the Trojans. They brought in a run, and there's still 2 on with no one out for Bert Givens. So the Trojans Not done yet. They've scored double figures in the first game of the year. That was a 10-3 win over Northern Kentucky. They won a 10-0 ball game against Jacksonville State on March 9th. And then that's it. So this is a season high now, 11 runs for Troy. And they don't have any intentions, it would appear, of stopping there, with still 2 aboard and no one gone here in the 8th.
Yeah, Brad, you look at that score and you try to go up and down the lineup to see who's hit the home runs, but there hasn't been any tonight, and that just gives an account to these hitters and putting the ball in play and doing a good job of taking their singles when runners are in scoring position. There's
a double play turned by the Arkansas State defense, so that mows down a couple of base runners. Sends Bender to the third. He's there now with 2 outs, as you see a tailor-made ground ball to Ring on a couple of hops, flips it. Lambert with the turn, and Arkansas State with the tailor-made 6-4-3.
Yeah, did a good job from Culbertson getting in on the hands, forcing that slowly hit ground ball.
So that does put a runner at third now with 2 outs for Brandon Lockridge. He swings and misses, a little bit tied up on that pitch from Peyton Culbertson, and it's 0-2. With the Trojans well on their way to a Friday night victory here in this one, it would appear, as we play in the 8th inning. There's a swing and a miss, so Culbertson, double play and a strikeout, ends the inning, but not before the Trojans plate one more with 3 straight hits to start the inning. Red Wolves running out of outs, and A-State trails Troy 11-0.